Hello, I'm Elizabeth, the Early Education Library Associate at the Centerville branch. Welcome to the third session of ABC&Me. So far, we have discussed writing in Session 1, talking in Session 2, and today we will talk about play. Play is one of the best ways for children to learn language and literacy skills. Although some people think that play is just something fun for kids to do to fill the time, it is so much more than that. Play serves many purposes, including teaching children how to share, have positive social interactions, and have good manners. It also encourages symbolic thinking, which is an important stage in cognitive development, and helps foster a child's creativity and imagination. There are two main kinds of play. The first of these is dramatic play. This kind of play can also be called pretend play, and involves acting out real-life situations and taking on different character roles. Some great things about this type of play are that kids get a chance to process inner thoughts and emotions through the play, such as when they play house and pretend to be sad, so the child pretending to be the mother can comfort them. Kids also can be exposed to text that they may see in day-to-day life, such as a menu when they're playing restaurant or worksheets when they're playing school. Dramatic play also helps children learn self-regulation and cooperation. When children play pretend, they have to work together to create a storyline and have to self-regulate and work out conflicts when there are different opinions within the group. So how do we facilitate dramatic play? It can either be structured or unstructured. Structured dramatic play can involve toys like a play kitchen or dress-up clothes, so providing your child with toys and materials such as this can facilitate this kind of play. Unstructured dramatic play can happen with regular toys or household items, or even no items at all, just some creativity and imagination. Unstructured dramatic play requires nothing from you except your participation. Encourage your child to play, and play with them sometimes. The other kind of play we will discuss today is symbolic play. This kind of play occurs when a child uses objects or actions to represent other objects or actions, such as when a child talks into a banana like it's a phone, or when they use Lego blocks as cars. This type of play encourages symbolic thinking, which helps children when they start to read. Using objects to represent other objects can help a child understand that words and sounds represent something else. This is key to early literacy. Symbolic play also allows children to take others' perspectives and builds planning and organizational skills. Facilitating symbolic play is easy. A child can use anything to engage in symbolic play, so having even the most basic toys and household items available will facilitate this kind of play. Another tip is to limit screen time. Technology is a great resource in moderation, but it does tend to direct a child's play rather than encouraging symbolic or dramatic play. How children play depends on multiple factors. One of these is personality. If a child is more outgoing, they will typically play differently than a more quiet and shy child. Both of these types of play are okay. Another factor is whether or not a child has siblings. Typically, if a child has siblings of a similar age, they learn to play with other children faster than an only child or a child that has much older siblings. Children learn how to play by watching you, peers, and other role models. This is why a child who attends daycare from a very young age may learn how to play with friends faster than a child who is kept at home. Regardless of any of these factors, age is the biggest factor in how a child develops in play. One of the main theories on stages of play is called Parton's stages of play. These stages are determined by age. The first stage typically occurs between the ages of birth to 3 months of age. This stage is called unoccupied play and mainly consists of infants exploring their own bodies and items around them, many of which they explore by putting them in their mouth. The next stage, from 3 months until about 2 years of age, is solitary play. In this stage, the child has more direction and purpose in their play, but has little to no interest in playing with others. From ages 2 to 4, children typically move into parallel play, which is where a child will play near others and possibly with the same toys. This stage is where they really begin to learn to share. The last stage of play is cooperative play. This usually happens over the age of 4. In this stage, a child actively plays with others and is interested both in the activity and the other children. Remember that these stages are just guidelines, and not every child will fall exactly into the different stages. Here are some tips for playing with your child. First, let them take charge and follow their lead. Letting your child take control will give them confidence and will give you direction. Another tip is not to be afraid to be silly. Sometimes it can feel embarrassing to play, and many of us have forgotten how to play as we become adults, but practice will make it easier. The final piece of advice I have for you is to incorporate information and knowledge into your child's play. Asking your child what color a block is, or counting together during play, will both help reinforce your child's knowledge and help them feel proud of what they've learned. Chances are that you engage and play with your child more than you think, and these tips are just to help you really engage with your child. The main takeaway from this session is to take the time to play with your child and to provide opportunities for them to play. Even if you are tired from a long day at work and have a million other things to do, taking the time to taste the soup that your child is pretending to make or to give their doll a kiss goodnight will be worth it with the positive impact it will have on your child, as well as the great memories it will create for you. Another great thing to do for your child is to create situations like playdates where your child can learn to play with others. This time of COVID-19 and quarantine makes this much more difficult, so during this time I do encourage you to be even more intentional about playing with your child and giving your child time to play. Thanks for listening. There are 2 more sessions that will be posted in the upcoming weeks to finish out the series, and these will cover singing and reading. Please check them out for more information and tips about early literacy.